notice what am I doing with my knees? Or his knees? Yeah, pointing them away. It always makes it easier for me to pass the guard, harder for him to get the guard if I point his knees away from him. Just one of those basics that never goes away. Check. I want you guys to play with this. It's a small change, but it's kind of a quantum jump here. Alright? I'm pushing, right? And he's going to be pushing back, right? But I'm going to change my angle to drive this way, as opposed to trying to pull his legs back. Because when I get here, and I start pushing and pulling, he's going to have his grips too, right? So I don't always I can always push, but I can't always get a good pull, right? But from here, if I change my angle, right, and then push across, I can get where I need to go. Now, did you guys notice what I did? What did he do to mess me up there? Grab my ankle, so what did I do? Pass to that side, right? That's another good rule of thumb here. He thinks I'm passing this way, right? I'm set up traditionally to pass this way, so he grabs that ankle, right? So I change my ankle here, I'm trying to cross. Now I don't have to worry about that. It's one of the few times you're going to get away with straight arms, because he's not in a position to really attack. Good to go? Sure. Questions? Again, I'm not going to tell you one's right and one's wrong, and it really just depends on the passes that you're going to do from here. The old school can be very, the old school motorcycle grips on the inside can be very effective. You can put people's feet on the ground, but a lot of the newer style of passing, the more free-flowing style, is those grips on the outside or even the grips right on top of the punch grips. I haven't really seen anybody doing it. Have you seen anybody doing it that way? But Christian started talking to me about it, like, because we do the punch grip down here from the bottom, and he was like, yeah, instead of being on the outside, I've been trying to do, so we've been playing with it, and it's pretty effective. So there's all three grips, and depending on the pass, there's times where one grip will work better than the other. There's some passes I'm going to show you that you kind of have to have the inside grip, and then there's passes that I'm going to show you that are better with the outside grip. Fair enough? So I think it's just important to know that there are at least 3 different types of grips there, and that if you take one, you may be able to get the other, and it's just like any other thing, different types of grips lend themselves to different passes, right? When you're passing the guard, the types of grips you have are going to kind of really help shape the passes that you do. Okay? All right, let's give it a try. Around, we've got a couple different things that are open to us. Okay? So I'm here, elbows together, I step back, I put his feet on the ground. Right away, my first move can be the crescent step with the standard Toreando. Okay? If I want to fake him first, then I can do that. I step right next to the hip. Now look, I'm going to keep a hold of this far knee. If I can grab this, great. Look, I pick him up. I want to blow your mind. Okay, we have a shin shake arm bar we can go in here for, or we can just go to knee and belly. When I'm picking up on this opposite arm and this opposite foot, and he's trying to escape, I'm standing at his hip. There's a whole lot of nowhere for him to go. Okay, probably even just step him out. Okay, so basic Toreando, boom, elbows together here right away. If I feel his feet are going to the ground, boom, I'm going to go already, I'm going to get this, and I'm here. Okay, from here, boom, heel right in the face. What's up? Who cares if I get the submission? You can take away 10 points. Okay? Again, once we put these on the ground, If I put these on the ground and I go to step and he's blocking, then I can come back, fake, switch to the other side. Okay, keep a hold of this far side. Keep a hold of something here. I've got him coming or going. I can put lots of pressure here. See how his veins are sticking out in his head? Okay. Pay the panel, you just tap guys like that. Just gets that position. Just from the knee pressure. Any questions? Toreando? Okay, look. Let's do this one now too, because it's not too technical. I also have the option, boom, of the leapfrog. Okay? A lot of times he's not expecting it. Boom, right? I got him sitting up into it. Boom, here, hips forward. And I get my 7 points. Just like that, as long as I can hang on here. It's probably going to be an 8-second ride while he goes nuts, because he's going to not feel too smart about that. All right? So Toreando or leapfrog, and then we'll come back and hit shoulder and belly. Okay, little extra thing here. Now, off this outside grip, guys, also, traditionally we're always grabbing up here by the knees, but you'll see guys actually coming down lower and controlling inside, outside, on top, further down, which is used to be kind of, you got to be careful about it, but it's actually been pretty effective. So any of these grips, this next technique that we're going to do, again, is going to be very effective off of these outside grips. Okay, it's not that you can't do them from the inside grips, it's just very effective off these outside grips. Again, I'm going to put the pressure here, right? When he starts trying to push back with his feet, it's very easy, okay, come back out and do this slow. It's very easy, once he starts pushing, to change my angle and drag. Okay? On this, it's more of the traditional push and pull, but I'm putting pressure here, and notice what am I doing with my knee? I drive in the back of his leg, right? He doesn't like this. This is something he's going to start pushing back, okay? When he does this, I can hop back and drag this over here, punch it, okay? Yeah, what's he normally going to try to do? Roll away. I've got my hook in, and I'm going to the back. Okay, it's nice and quick. It's an easy drag. I don't have to reach across. It's a one-handed drag. Okay, and what's the other nice thing about this? Grab my foot. If he's grabbing my foot, it works even better. Okay, you gotta have that pressure into him, and he's gotta be pushing back. But if he is, it's hard to stop. Okay. In here, notice, don't just turn it into this. Use this knee, put this pressure here. As soon as you feel him start to push back, right, this one can stay in place. I'm opening the gate, dragging past. Okay? I like to get some sort of hip control here. Obviously, you can grab that lapel, you can get the hook in, go to the back. Questions? Or you can just keep a hold of this, try to roll away. It's hard for him to go anywhere if I'm controlling that knee. And then he ends up giving me what I want. There you go. Questions? Yes, sir.
When I'm pushing back, you're trying to push those knees in. Keep them narrow or
put them out. It doesn't really matter. Right? I've got this grip here. He's trying to keep his knees out. It really doesn't affect me. Because I'm pushing the knee. So whether this is narrow or out here, it's probably better for me if the knee's out because his foot's already angled that way. Here we go. All right, let's give it a couple tries. Give a good push. Make sure that you're pushing back and you feel it flying right by. So. So, what when I put these knees to the ground, these feet to the ground, boom, all right? If like for me, I like to pin the hips. I like to get control of the hips. Sometimes with longer, taller guys or heavyweights that are just strong. So I want to get on the hips and control. So I'm going to go straight from here, okay? Putting my shoulder, I go up on the angle, right? Keep my weight on his feet, right? So if he's trying to move his feet, it's difficult, right? Shoulder down. I put the point of my shoulder in his gut and my ear on his hip bone. Okay? I keep this good tripod position so all that weight is there. Alright? If I keep this up, okay, then it is easy. This is good though, this is with my knee down. ABC, just keep going. Knee up. Keep going, alright, and then I pick up the leg. Okay? Cover the hip, knee in, then I can bring this arm up. Okay? Don't bring this arm up until I'm covering the hip. Check. What do we need to be careful of here? From him doing spicy tuna roll, right? You gotta be careful of the spicy tuna roll. If we keep this shoulder down and keep our hips back, it's very difficult for him to do. What's that? Spicy tuna roll, close enough. Okay? So I'm here, boom, elbows, put this here. I'm gonna push up here. I got this motorcycle grip. I come off to the side, shoulder down. Listen to his hip, right? Pick up his legs, make it uncomfortable. Bring my knees in, control the hip, other knee in. Now I'm in a good position and pass. Check. Questions? Put that shoulder right in his appendix. Okay? Right in his liver. Liver punching with your shoulder. Okie doke? Yes, you can only do that if you pass it to your left or his right. Right? That's the liver side, right? Pretty sure. But question?
Is there a reason you start off the side of the lead and not just like a big back step?
I have more control. I'm keeping the pressure down on this as I'm stepping. Here's the thing, if you just back step, you're more likely to get swept. If he's a spicy tuna roll guy, right, when I come here, boom, right, if he's got my sleeve, if I just flop, right, I don't have my base because I just put myself on this angle, right? Whereas if he's trying to spicy tuna roll me as I come around here, right? Now he doesn't get that. Okay, pick this up, cover, knee. He doesn't get it. You go.
I think one application where maybe Agnes is referencing is when you can drop one leg to the mat.
Yeah, which we do in the basic class. That's the variation we teach in the basic class.
That's probably what you're thinking of.
Yeah, and that's I guess, why I was wondering why you do it.
I think we were doing it that way, and I think that's the class this week, right? The
Yes, sir.
basic class. So yeah. Yep. Yeah, that's in the basic class. So this is just another variation. Added, but we're working from knees down, knees up, elbows under the knees.
So for an application, you can't do it unless you're putting someone's leg down. Like if you don't like that.
Look, if he puts both his legs down, if he starts, I'm putting all my pressure on. If he starts trying to strip, then his legs are going to get stuck to the ground, and I can still do this pass. Knees up, one knee down. It's just easier for the basic class for people who learn one knee down. Because then that gets them putting that pressure without getting into the whole lateral, sagittal, frontal rotation and stuff. Cool. Questions? Let's hit it. So we're working from this double hand leg control, right? And we've been trying to get them so that the feet are on the ground. Sometimes they're just really stubborn and won't do that, so I can pin the legs here as well, right? I want to be, if the legs are down, just as I can do if the legs are up, there's things I can do. Okay, one of the things I like to do if the legs are up and he's not letting me, if I keep arm wrestling his legs, generally I'm going to lose. So I want to bring my legs into the equation. So I'm pushing weight, he's going to be pushing up, all right? As he does this, I'm going to step in and up with one side, okay? For the big dog series here, okay? So from here, I can use my hand to clear, and I stay on top of the legs and tight to the hips, right? Keeping the pressure on that the whole time. Okay, press. Step up and up here, or I can step over. Notice I'm trying to step up. When I do this, my hips are up, but I'm also stepping up here close to his head with this leg. So now I can also, if I can't get this hand free, I can step over and use my leg. I like holding on to this because this gives me counter pressure, right? I'm sitting on the leg, I'm holding on to the leg, and what am I looking for here? Underhook, okay? Slide into first, cross face. Start working. Okay, the other things that will happen is he'll start fighting back, or I'll try to do this and he'll have my lapel. Okay, so when he has my lapel, I can still get my hips in. I'm going to get my head under the leg, okay, and I'm going to pass head under the leg, hips over to the side. Push in, pushing back, I step in here, okay? First one, if I can get here, backhand, right? But look, if I back in, right? I'm putting pressure down with my hips the whole time, locking this down, okay? If I just try to do this, he's got all the room to do whatever he wants, and that's not where I want to be. So whether it's my hand or my leg, I stay tight to that leg and those hips, right? Underhook. And then lastly, if I'm working this, okay, and I'm trying to do this, and he's got the lapel, he's got me broken down here, I'm ducked under the leg, okay? And you've got a couple choices. You can sit through like wrestling style, sit through, or you can go to kind of a single meathead type situation. But keep your elbow out, right? And keep pressure on him as you change an angle. Does smell like double fried chicken watch on? All right? Any questions? Pin pan, pimp step, chicken head.
On the last one, you were saying keep your elbow, is that so they can't attack it? So they can't?
Yeah, I want to keep my elbow actually out, right? I don't want my elbow here where he can attack my arm omoplata and this arm bar here, or pull my head back in, right? Get my head back, gogoplata, or a lot of times guys will fight and get this leg back over, and then I'm right there in the triangle. So I need to keep this short, pressure on the hip, right? Gable grip, however. Does that make sense? So elbow out, elbow out. If I said elbow in, then I meant out. Cool. Any other questions? Let's do it. So we also can deal with, actually let's do this one first since my arms are on top here, okay, if I'm pushing, I can, and he's pushing back, generally I'm pushing with a leg as well, right, so I'm going to be pushing back, so I'm going to step back, right, pull the legs and step back in with the same leg, okay, look, I stay to the side of his legs, but I loop my arm under, okay, and grab. Now if he's trying to get out of there, pretty much how we pass. Okay, I'm trying to put the legs to the side, not be on top. And I only step with one leg back and then forward. Right? We're here. Right? I might come here to work. Right? So I come here and back with the same leg. You over trap both legs, putting pressure. Now, so if he's trying to fight and extend his legs, that actually helps me pass. Yes. Yes. I find that this one works a little better for me if I'm further down on the pants, and the other ones work better if I'm higher up on the pants, because here he gets his legs up further, he's got more dexterity with his legs, so I can kill that here. But if I'm further down on the pants, closer to his ankles, then I don't have that, but I have more control towards his ankles. So when I step and open this and I have them together, I can come right back to here. Double. Now I make him work to escape, and that gives me most of the time some sort of side control. Double leg drag. It removes all of the leg coming, the free leg coming over, and this, that, and the other. And if you lose one leg, you can still do the single leg drag. And we'll do a whole unit on leg drags, but this is nice. The double is very controllable. Cool? Questions? Remember, it's just the one leg. Elbows on top of the shin, right? A lot of times we'll get here, and he'll feel like I'm closing this out, and he'll come over the top of the legs. Okay, when he does this, when he comes over the top with one leg, I'm gonna go elbow up, right? And steer him away. And it's basically just, I'm steering the bus. I can pull down with this, and up with this elbow, and I steer the bus right into the side control. Okay, this is super effective when he brings that leg over, because it's such a good lever. If he goes with both feet for some reason, okay, great. I'm gonna come here and I'm gonna Bugs Bunny it. Now the key with the Bugs Bunny, I put both of his feet up over his head, like he's got Bugs Bunny ears, but the key is this knee covering this arm. So now, whatever he wants to do, I'm pretty much stopping him from going anywhere with this shin in his bicep. And if he's a big muscle-bound guy with a big bicep, then that shin can make him really uncomfortable. Okay? So, we do this also from where? Butterfly, right? So I can be here. And if I decide that this is what I want to do, no, even if he doesn't come under, right, I can decide, oh, I want a Bugs Bunny, right? So I can come here, I press as I'm driving, I drive my knee forward as I'm driving this forward, and I'm blocking his shoulder from going anywhere. Now whatever he does, I just stay tight to the hips, in the body, and I'm in a good position. Okay? So the real key is just this transition, right? And then isolating the arm, okay? So if he comes over the top for some reason, great, I can steer, right? Or I can give up my grips, right? Go. I can give up my grips, and even if he's still holding on, it's fine, I can come to here, okay? But I want to look for what? Once I'm there, you know, because normally what happens, if you just do this, what's he gonna do? Roll and reshoot, right? So we stop that by bringing the shin across the biceps, okay? Or if I'm just not getting my game off, right? I can block, switch to here, now drop. Cover the hip. Here we go. Let's do it, Bugs Bunny. All right, so with this series, it's just like anything else, right? If the only escape I know is the Oopa, and all I do is Oopa, 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 it's pretty easy to defend. If I switch to Oopa, elbow knee, earthquake, Oopa, and I'm rotating through things, one thing makes space for the other. So I want you guys to always remember that when you're passing, guys get stuck into just going to one side all the time, right? So when you're drilling, practice both sides, right? Also, push him up. If I'm trying to push him up and he's fighting hard here, pushing hard with his legs, then I can come back to here. Okay, forward and back. Now I go to the side. If he defends, I come back, I go to the other side. Okay, if he's starting to give me trouble here, the feet are coming up, then I go back to here. Okay, if he's pushing up with his legs, then I come in here. If this isn't quite working, then I step back, and then back up. And now where am I? Working my leg drag, right? If I'm trying to do this and he gets a leg out, boom. Back to buzz one. Your ability to connect these and switch from side to side is going to really help you with this. I consider this the whole Toreando kind of system because it's that double knee control thing. Check, and then where we can end up from there. We've got a couple other things where we've got one leg up and one leg down, and we'll do that next week, but I want you comfortable with back and forth. I may not be able to get his feet down on the ground right now, but in 3 seconds after I push him back here and he fights back, boom, now I'm able to get his feet to the ground. I may not be able to go to the left, but because I'm going to the left and he's fighting, now I can go to the right. Okay, so that's concept one, right? Switching, feet down, feet up, left, right, switching from attack or pass to pass, connecting them, okay? And that's what we're going to drill this with. The other thing is, just in general, okay? If I remember nothing else other than make his knees point away from the way I want to go, how's my pass going to be? Right? Stop me from passing. Right? If I can keep his knees pointed away from the direction I want to go, then that's going to be good for me. Check? So, if I want to go this way, I fade this way, he pulls back, I let him go. Okay? Or I fade this way, he brings the knees back, and then I pass. Okay? I really want to put his feet on the ground, so I don't start by putting his feet on the ground. I start by pushing. He push back, feet on the ground. Now I want to go this way. Oh, I want to go this way. I'm pointing those knees away from the direction that I want to go. In any of these, right? Any of these redirect the knees because they're steering what? Right? Redirects the knees. Redirects the knees, steering his hips. Okay? Point his knees away from the direction you want to go, and don't be willing to switch sides and switch passes. These all connect. Good to go? Alright, so we're going to spend like 5 minutes just going back and forth drilling these, putting these together. Okay? So I'll be on top, I'll get my grips, I'll get his grips, right? And we're going to go about 50%. Right? I'm going to start. Here. Don't forget all the other stuff we're working on here. Right, bring the leg across the spider guard stuff. He's got his feet up in my biceps. I need to beat that. Boom. Boom. Right, he's giving me trouble, Right? Knees away. Pass. Good to go? Just connect them, and then we'll switch. Then I get on the bottom and he goes. Person on the top's gonna pass. So give him some trouble, and then switch it up. Good to go? Mix them up. If you find yourself doing the same 2 things over and over, look back at the board and be like, oh yeah, that one. Okay, go?
Sir.
We've been dealing with when we get the feet down and when we get the feet up, but occasionally we'll have kind of a mixed type situation here, okay? When I get to this type of situation, there's 1 of 2 things that generally happens for me. Either he tries to get, I'm trying to clear this out, and so he'll come to try to bring it over, in which case I'll duck under. Now, I like to sit through because it puts a lot of pressure here. Okay, so from here I just sit my leg through. I've got hip to hip contact here and lots of pressure on his knee. If he tries to turn back into me, it's hard because my whole body weight is there. Even as strong as Mike is, there's a lot of pressure on that leg. Okay, this is very difficult for him. Go ahead and keep the grip. This is very hard for him to keep this grip here because I'm stripping against his own leg. And now I'm where? Near side. This is the near side. Far side, near side. Cool. So, I'm here, I'm trying to get one up, one down. He's getting kind of sideways. He may bring this up, or I may be trying to clear this out. Either way, I duck under. Look, I put my pressure with this hand on the leg, right, on the knee. I sit through. I'm hip to hip. Clear the grip. I'm the side control. This is very effective because I'm pointing his knees away. I'm putting a lot of pressure on this, and I'm controlling this leg from fencing back in by having this hip-to-hip pressure. Does that make sense? Occasionally, if he's got this here, okay, I can still do this. I can duck under and sit through. Okay, so there's a number of ways we can get into it, but I just have to get my head, whether I grab his foot, you okay? Whether I grab his foot with my elbow or whatever, but at this point, he's gonna start trying to bring the leg back, so I have to get this hip through. Generally, I like the sit through because, here, you have this in here, right? Because if I try to do this, sometimes he can bring the leg back and put me back in. So I really like the sit through because if he's trying to bring that leg back, once I sit through, it's much more difficult and I just have all this pressure. Make sense? So duck under, sit through. As soon as you get that head to the outside, sit through, and run. The mechanics you should already know, right? Sit out. It's just applying to this situation. Fencing your head outside, and then right away sit through. Good to go? Let's give it a try. You know where you're at. When he's going sideways here, as soon as this leg gets below my knee, okay, as soon as this leg gets below my knee, I'm in a position where I can double windshield wiper jump my feet, okay? Now, I can keep this pressure here, or I can come under. I like to come under here, okay? Go ahead, keep the pressure. Right? He's got his foot in my hip, I come under the leg, right? Now, this allows me to control and not land on him so bad. But I'm going to lift both my feet up. Boom. This gives me control on the hips. And if he thinks he's going to try to spicy tune roll me, I'm still in a good position here. And I'm locked to his hips. Pull on out, get him hot. Okay? It's kind of like a double jumping X pass or a double windshield wiper pass, right? Because I'm doing this with my legs here. Right? But I'm doing it as I jump. So as I jump, I windshield wiper my feet forward. Okay? But the key is, I have to get this foot, and he can even have my lapel. Sometimes he'll be here, and he'll have my lapel, and I'm like, man, I was working so hard, but I'm here. So if I come to here, he can have his foot in my hip. If this is above my knee, it's no go. Once this gets below my knee, right, you see it, gets some pressure, I'm going to jump up, pull my feet, and it turns him, and I'm in a good position here. So as you can see, you can do it from the same grips. You know, when you get into that position, you don't want to hang out, because he's going to be working his game too, but it just kind of, everything that he's doing, foot in the hip, grip, it just goes around all of that. It doesn't deal with any of it. It's like kind of a shortcut. And then he's kind of like, once you come around, it's like, he doesn't have anything.